Hey, Anthony. Obviously, you guys thought you turned a corner last week against Jacksonville, just in terms of being able to close out games. But obviously, these issues keep coming up. Why do you feel like the issues with protecting leads keep coming up for you guys?
Well, until I watch this game on tape, Popper, there's some things I'm not going to be able to answer tonight. I can tell you that. I know we started slow on offense, but then we picked it up. We got into a little bit of a rhythm. We scored twice before the half. We came out, got the ball back, scored. Defense dominated in the first half. We did not in the second half from the defense side of the ball. I have to look at the tape to see exactly why we didn't do that. I know from standing on the sidelines, I saw some guys did not make some plays that we made in the first half. We held that team almost to 1 yard rush in the first half. In the second half, all of a sudden, they ran the ball all over us. And it's just it's frustrating. I know that we can figure this out. I saw too much good today on the football field. I saw these guys, start fast like they've always done, take charge of this game in the third quarter. I thought we had the game under control, and then to not make the plays in the fourth quarter to finish the game is very disappointing, very frustrating.
Obviously, when you're blowing leads like you guys have been over the last 4 weeks, the players aren't executing. But when this keeps happening over and over again, how much of the responsibility?
I wouldn't just put that on the players.
How much falls on the coaching staff here?
We're a football team. I mean, it goes into coaches' calls, players. It's everybody. It's not just the players. We have to figure this out as a team.
And then Desmond King wasn't available for you today. He got added to the injury report, the non-injury related
that was team's decision.
Team's decision. Okay, yep. Thank you.
Reedy.
Anthony, I know it's immediately after a game and stuff, but with the blown leads and everything, is it time to start looking at making changes with coaching or personnel, or is everything on the table?
Well, Joe, right now it's not time to make those changes because this is what we have. This is our staff. These are our players. So right now, what we got to do as a group is figure this out. Okay, why we're blowing these leads that we're getting, and why we're not finishing games like we need to in the fourth quarter. We did it last week and didn't do it this week. So it's too soon for changes right now.
What would it? But what would be the difference in not making changes this year compared to last year when you made a?
Well, what do you want to do? Go hire new players, go hire new coaches right in the middle of the season? You can't do that. This is what we have, and we got to figure this shit out right now.
But you did make a coordinator change last year.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, that happens.
Could that be on the table again this year, or?
Anything could be on the table, Joe.
Okay, thanks.
Sure.
Gilbert.
Anthony, what was the mood in the locker room, and what was your main message to the players after?
The mood in the locker room was, it was what you would think. Very disappointing, and guys were down. It didn't do me any good to go in the locker room and give these guys a speech and beat these guys. These guys feel bad right now. These coaches feel bad right now, and I got to get this team spirits back up and headed in the right direction because we still have a lot of football in front of us. Everything we want is still in front of us, but we got to figure this out and turn it around soon.
And Anthony, what's your message for the fans that they go through this every week, seeing these leads being blown?
I'm sorry. I feel bad. That game today, we had it completely under control, and the way we lost the game today, that is unacceptable. And I take full responsibility for that.
And Anthony, any update on Joey Bosa?
I just know he left the game. I know more about him later. He was hurt. I'm not sure how serious, though.
Thank you.
Sure.
Jeff Miller.
What were your thoughts during that last drive? Did you feel confident, or just the way the second half had gone? Were you dreading when knowing you were only up by 6?
Well, no, I did not like that we were only up by 6 for sure, but I felt confident that we could get a stop because we hadn't had many stops in that fourth quarter. So I thought if we was going to get one, it was going to be now. And it was disappointing that we did not get a stop.
And this the pass interference, did you see a replay of it, or did you think?
No, I haven't seen. There was a couple of pass interferences that gave them extra plays in that drive, and from what I saw on the sidelines, it didn't look like much to me. But the officials made that call, and it is what it is. It's our job to just stop them.
And Anthony, I guess, are you concerned about your job security right now?
Well, when you're not winning, you should be, to be honest with you. But I don't let that consume me. I'm never going to turn this around or do what I need to do here if that's all I'm thinking about.
Thanks.
Sure.
Cam Buford.
Hey, Coach. Is there any update on Tremaine Pope?
Not that I know of. I know he took that hit. He was a little woozy, and I'm not sure what condition that he's in right now.
Coach, I want to talk. I got a couple of questions for you, but I want to talk about developing players. In Tremaine Pope, as an example, do you take credit for developing players, or do you take more credit for kind of putting them in the right position to be successful?
I think you give the players the credit. They put in the hard work, and and then they go out and then they execute. And Jermaine, he was stepping up for us today. We needed to challenge that group and for someone to step up. And I thought that he was having one of his best games as a Charger today. Yeah, it was sad to see him go out.
Coach, we talked about this a couple weeks ago about the fine line that you balance between being aggressive or being vanilla on defense. And I want to know if the injuries kind of hindered your ability to be more aggressive late in the fourth quarter to kind of put a stop to their onslaught, or kind of how do you feel about that? What's your thought process along the process?
Go back and study this film before we start talking about all the play calls and being aggressive enough and not, because at the end of the day, we have to execute. But I do understand we got to put players in position to get their jobs done. But I saw some missed tackles going on out there on the field, some guys out of position. So.
Okay, what about
the fundamentals?
Do you feel you could have been more aggressive in that last drive on offense, maybe to put the ball in the end zone to kind of put the game away, or were you just playing for the field goal there at the end?
No, we certainly was trying to. If you look at that third down call, there was a little miscommunication after that ball was thrown down the field. We weren't selling for a field goal. We were trying to get a first down, or we could put the ball into the end zone.
Thank you, Coach.
Sure.
Last two questions, Popper.
Was Casey Hayward available to you at the end of the game, or had he been ruled out at that point? Because Bryant Faison was on the field there.
Yeah, Casey had some things going on with his legs, and he was going in and out a lot in the second half. And so I just wanted to keep a fresh guy in there because Casey was down.
And then just with the inconsistencies on defense, you guys have had really good spurts at times, but it seems like there's always a quarter or two where the inconsistencies come up and the lulls come up. You talk about, missed tackles, out of position. At what point does the lack of execution, though, go from the players to the coaching and just not getting your message through to these defensive players?
Well, like I said earlier, it's not just on the players. We're a team. It's coaches first, then players, if you ask me. And so, we will watch this tape together as a coaching staff tomorrow, and we will come up with some solutions. I can tell you that right now. But what we did today was just not acceptable.
Last question, Joe Reedy.
Anthony, how much did Philip Lindsay change their offense in the second half? It just looked like another game of big carries against you.
We knew going into this game he's very explosive, and we had to contain him. And I thought we did a good job of that in the first half. Second half, we just did not get that done, Joe.
And then just knowing the momentum of the fourth quarter, was there any thought whatsoever about maybe going for it on fourth down instead of trying to kick the field goal there to go up 6?
There was some thought about it, but at the end of the day, we kicked the field goal. We thought it was the right thing to do. And obviously now, hindsight, maybe would have gone for it and maybe got a touchdown later. I don't know. But anytime you take the lead like that or extend the lead, I expect our defense to get a stop.